Welcome back to Blaze TV. It's Ed Kimberley. And our guest on today's episode of the podcast is Evan Bloodoff. Evan, hey man, it's been a hot minute since I've actually managed to catch up with you. What we were just saying before we hit record, what a weird year it's been. How you keeping over there?
Yeah, it's been great. Definitely an interesting year. Lots of ups and downs this year, a lot of adversity we went through all the injuries and guys leaving the team, all the COVID stuff going on. And, obviously the issues with the arena, with the Zamboni breaking down and, delays of games and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been definitely interesting.
All with a year break as well. I haven't actually asked you, what did you get up to in the downtime year?
I actually worked for my old man. There's a sawmill back home that he works at. So I kind of did that for the year. I only plan on working there for the summer, so only like 3 or 4 months, but it ended up being like 16 months or something like that, a year and a half. So that was interesting. I made me miss hockey a lot, and I couldn't have been happier to get back to playing.
Yeah, for sure. How many splinters did you have to pull out your hands every night? So that kind of been an easy job.
A lot. I was doing I was a new guy there, so I was doing all the grunt work. So yeah, it wasn't too easy.
Well, your dad didn't help you out none.
Oh no, he put me to work.
Because the original plan was you to come back for the year that got cancelled, right? So I guess when Danny called and said, "Hey, do you want to come back? The Elite League is going to happen in 21-22," I guess you jumped at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really wanted to play hockey over the COVID season, but it was a tough situation with all the regulations, stuff like that, and I was actually in a good spot with my job, and I kind of just wanted to get in shape and kind of get my head around the following year. So, it was a no-brainer for me to come back this year.
Yeah, for sure. And this is year 4, right, in the Elite League. And man, time's flying because this year you're one of the older guys now, Evan. That must be a little bit strange.
Yeah, I think I might be the second oldest on the team other than Yanni. So, it's weird. Like I was always used to being the youngest guy on the team because I have a late birthday and everything. But it's kind of nice to be the older guy.
I think you just went past. Yeah. Well, you'll take some doing to beat Yanni. Let's be honest. But I think if I remember rightly, you passed 200 Elite League games recently too, right?
Yeah, I think I just saw that. Just 200 games. Yeah.
Has it flown by?
It flew by. It's crazy. And I think my first year in Scotland or my second year in Scotland, I think I only played like half the season because of an ankle injury. So yeah, it went by really fast.
No, time has a habit of doing that when you're having fun. It's clearly a lot of fun to play hockey. Let's be honest. There's a lot of worse things you can do for a living. So having a year off, did it take a little bit of getting used to get back into the game? Because I can imagine that's tough.
Oh yeah, it was really weird for me. I mean, that was the longest I've went without hockey since I was probably 6 years old since I started playing. So yeah, it was really weird. I'm used to just training in the summer and getting ready for the next season. But yeah, it was kind of weird getting used to the real life.
Yeah,
working.
Made you want to put it off for a few years longer, I guess. But so 2021 kind of happened calendar year wise. You talked about the disruption. I don't think we need to go into that too much. No one likes to practice all the time and not play any games. But then 2022 comes around. We get through that little break we had with the end of the COVID isolation. And boom, you've kind of become the man of the moment. 8 goals, 3 assists in this calendar year so far. Happy New Year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of struggled a bit coming out of the gates there, which I don't normally do. But, I feel like it's a long season and, every player kind of goes through their slumps throughout the season. And I guess I kind of look at it as a good thing and it happening at the beginning of the year. So, hopefully I can kind of get hot, like running into playoffs here and hopefully keep this thing going.
Obviously, we'll talk about the scoring because scoring is something that you were known for. I remember when you signed from Fife, it was like, oh yeah, this guy knows how to score goals. I think you had 25 in each year, not including Challenge Cup. So clearly knowing where the back of the net is. But Danny was praising how that you just go to work. Even if it wasn't quite happening for you with putting the puck in the back of the net, you're still playing that 200-foot game you were known for. And that's really important, right? To be able to contribute in other areas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've played the game long enough now to know that, you're not going to be scoring every night. And, you have to do things that when you're not scoring, like playing good defensively and stuff like that. So, eventually the offense will come. But as long as you stick with it, keep your head down and, keep working hard in practice and doing the right things, it's eventually going to come.
Oh, and it seems like it's coming right now, though. Let's be honest. I was just saying a minute ago, 2022 has been very, very kind to you so far, particularly in the shootout and on breakaways. Was it the Guildford shootout, 5-hole on the Friday, and then we went to Belfast, and we played Manchester. Same thing, shootout, 5-hole, and then last night against Belfast. One of second or third shift into the game, I think it was, you get sprung. That's becoming a little bit of a habit for you there, bud.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's something I've always worked on, and I just feel like for me it's just a part of my game. And I think even the guys on my team kind of know me as the 5-hole guy, so it's been working for me lately, so I'm kind of just sticking with it.
I'm afraid this might mean words out a little, so we have to figure something else
out.
Yeah,
hopefully not. Don't show this to any of the other teams.
Hopefully they're not listening. That's okay. Yeah. If they are, I'm sure you got some more tricks up your sleeve. But I was just talking about that Manchester weekend just gone. Oh boy, that was a big weekend. I mean, we've got some games on them, but they're one of the big targets to kind of catch and get past, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any team we can pass in the standings right now is going to help us. But especially right now with we have such a depleted lineup. Like getting those 2 games on the weekend, I think. A lot of our guys stepped up, especially guys that don't play a lot of minutes. They have to step up and play some regular minutes that they don't usually play. So that was really great on them. And, getting up those 4 points this last weekend really helped us, I think.
Yeah, it did. And particularly the circumstances. I mean, you've just mentioned it. We'll talk about last night in a little bit. But those are some trying circumstances. A whole bunch of guys out with COVID. I think Yanni picked up an injury midway through one of the games, Hammer too. And the fact that we were able to pull through with 2 wins on the weekend really showed how tight this unit is, didn't it?
Well, it's kind of been the story of our season this year. I mean, some of our big players leaving, like Tomer with an injury, and even Broller leaving. Like those were 2 key pieces that we've been missing all year. And just throughout the season, guys have been getting sick and injuries and here and there. And like I said, like some of the guys that normally don't play, like even Johnny Kern and I were talking the other day, like a couple of years ago when he first played here, he was only playing like 6-7 minutes a night. Now he's probably one of our top forwards, and he's playing 20 plus minutes a night. So guys like that, I mean, done a really good job of stepping up. And, I don't think our place in the standings is really relevant to, where we're at as a team right now. And I think we're just going to get better, come closer to playoffs.
Yeah, we certainly look like we're trying to, like we're picking up some momentum. And that's funny. It's a funny thing that you see about successful teams in this league. The turn of the new year, if they can get hot down the stretch. I mean, the Blaze have done that before. The last time we won some silverware, we got hot in January and just rolled it through. Is that a prediction of yours, what this group's going to do?
Oh, definitely. I think Danny does a really good job of kind of getting all the guys to like buy into his systems. And, I think we're slowly starting to come together as a team. And I mean, once we get everybody healthy and get back to a full lineup again, I think we're going to be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. And it's interesting because everybody's shown that they're able to step up in the gaps. I mean, none other, and we know that he's got it up his sleeve. He's just got one of the most patient jobs in all of hockey, Jordan Headley. Having 2,000 Blaze fans chant his name on that Sunday night must have been nice for you to hear, because he's still in his head all weekend.
Yeah, that was unbelievable for Jordan. I mean, I don't think I've even been here since he started a game, so I'm sure all the fans appreciated it. I know you couldn't wipe the smile off his face after that weekend, so we were all really happy for him. He did an unbelievable job. Like he played amazing.
Yeah. Tell us what it was like last night, though, because I mean, that was probably, and actually, I'm going to ask you outright, Was that the toughest challenge you've ever gone into as a pro hockey player? With the injuries, with the sickness, with the COVID, finding out last minute a couple other guys couldn't go. That must have been a challenge.
You know what? It was at first, but going into the game and the first couple of shifts, and some of these young kids were unbelievable. Like they played so well. Like it didn't even seem like it was a different game. I mean, obviously we had some of our key guys on the lineup, but we did our best. And Belfast, you can't take anything from them. They're a good team, and I don't think the score really reflected on how we played that much, but we still made some mistakes, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it is. They're a really good team. I mean, we've taken a couple of games off them this year. They've taken a few games off us. Completely objectively speaking, do you think they're the toughest test that we face this year?
Personally, I think they are. Yeah, they're just so hard to play against. They're so solid all around. Like, I mean, Cardiff's up there too. I mean, all those big teams are usually really hard to beat every year. So, it'd be nice to knock off one of them early in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure it would. Hey, look, if we get on that hot streak, we'll be looking down rather than looking up. And that's going to be an important thing. But talking about the battle, we've got Guildford and Glasgow coming up on the weekend. What is it about those Guildford games? They always seem to get a little hot under the collar there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might have stemmed from that first game when we had that little scrum after they beat us there with their goalie. But I guess it's just a close rivalry, and we just don't like each other, I guess, in the story.
It's so funny.
Sure,
like, I mean,
teams don't like us, but we don't like a lot of teams either.
Nah, that's just the way of it sometimes. It's really funny because Guildford, it's a real short history lesson. So they were big rivals of the Coventry Blaze back way in the heyday. I'm talking like early noughties when the Blaze were first a team and first came to Coventry in like 2000. I think the first year was 2001. And we were playing in the league called the BNL, which doesn't exist anymore, but Guildford were there. Guildford had a team then. And there was a big old rivalry. The Elite League got formed. Guildford didn't join it, but the Blaze did. And then maybe 20 years later, we're back at it again. It's kind of crazy to think about that, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure the fans that have been around for a while like that rivalry, but I'm sure they like the Nottingham rivalry too.
Yeah,
just because they're kind of next door. But it's always to develop a good rivalry throughout the season with close teams.
No, for sure. So now that you're feeling good, healthy, we're good. All right,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there isn't like a little niggling injury in the back. That's the last thing we need right now. What's coming up next in the calendar for Evan Bloodoff? What are you working on right now? What are your goals?
Just to continue strengthening my game, keep building confidence. I think that was maybe a big thing that was missing early on in the year, since I wasn't, I guess, producing as much as the fans, I guess, would want me to. But just keep doing what I'm doing, working hard, getting better every day in practice, and as a team, we gotta just keep finding ways to win and doing whatever it takes.
Yeah, it's turning into probably one of the heaviest schedules that we'll have seen for. I don't remember an Elite League year when we had as heavy a schedule as we've got coming up. So finding form now, staying healthy, those are two big things.
Yeah, absolutely. Those trips,
and you must be having fun with it. Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to say, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you must be looking forward to it too, right? When the ice plan went down, you couldn't play any games, you got to practice. COVID, you could kind of work out, you couldn't practice. No one plays hockey just to get practice. So to get all these games out of the way is actually going to be quite a lot of fun, right?
It is. Like, I mean, we all like to play games, I guess, more than practicing, I guess. But it is nice to get a lot of these games out of the way, and we're gonna do what we can, and with the bodies we have, and that's about it.
Yeah, we'll see. I've kind of got everything that I can have crossed. That we can get as healthy a lineup as possible for the weekend. But if not, I mean, we've shown that the kids can do good. And I mean, for a guy that's been around a few years in the Elite League, I guess has half an eye on what the national team do. It's a good advert for the sport where kids like Antonov and Bradley and Doxey and Ripley can step up, take a regular shift, and like you said earlier, not really look out of place.
Yeah, it was great for them. It was great for the country too. I mean, some of these guys were so young, and I mean, Antonov, he was probably one of our best forwards that night.
Yeah.
So, really looked great on him, and we're really proud of those young guys that came in and stepped up for us.
Yep. If I remember rightly, do you know what his little secret trick is?
No, I don't.
He's trained to be a doctor.
He's a doctor.
He's training to be. I see. So the mini series that happened last April.
Yeah,
with the Blaze and a couple of other teams. He represented us then, and right. I was talking to some of because he plays in the NIHL. Some of like the guys that watch him, and I was like, he's really good. Like, what's he not doing in the elite league? And they were like, oh, he's trained to be a doctor. So either they were seriously pulling my leg, or that seems like as good a reason as any not to be in the league.
Oh God, if I knew that, I would have convinced them to stick with hockey.
Hey, I was hoping that if we had another doctor in the locker room, we might get one or two healthy bodies back, but I guess it didn't work out.
Maybe you can do both.
maybe. Evan, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you, man. I really appreciate you putting some time aside to do this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And looking forward to seeing you back out on the ice soon. Guys, thank you once again for tuning in from Evan and I and everyone on Blaze TV. Stay safe out there. Take it easy, and see you soon.